Hold on, Kim. Something's switchboard. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, we're live.
Okay. So sorry, we had a few technical issues on the front side. As always with live video, you just never know what's going to happen. But I just wanted to know, just to set the stage for what we want to share with you today is, did you know that within the next year, like 2021, that's just a short year away, that consumers are going to be watching approximately 100 minutes of video online a day? So we're at a place where not using video content for our businesses is almost a sin. Given that video is basically everywhere, not creating video for your business means that you could be left behind, and nobody ain't got time for that stuff, right? So if you still have some doubts or you simply don't know how to implement a video strategy in your business, then worry no more, because today we're going to be talking about not only the importance of using video for your business, but also how you can do it in such a way that it drives traffic, leads, and ultimately sales. We have a really special guest today that I'm super excited about because he's all things video, and he's going to help us to define and knock out some of these roadblocks that we have when it comes to video. So I'm, again, super excited. As you're coming in, just want to, welcome you, say, hey, where in the world are you joining us from, and how's the weather where you are? Hey, Patty, good morning, good morning. Like I say, super excited you guys are here. You are joining us for the very first inaugural Marketing That Grows Your Business show. We are partnering up, I'm partnering up with promo.com to bring you this educational series, and we're super, super stoked about it. So, hey, Teresa, thanks for joining. I'm so excited to see you here. All right, glasses on so I can see what I need to see, so I don't miss any of the good stuff. All right, so just again coming back off of, obviously many of us are probably watched the Super Bowl last night. Did you guys get the winner of choice? Like, I was super stoked that the team that won, because one, they hadn't won in 50 years. Always about the underdog. Hey, Jeffrey, super windy in Nebraska. So again, I'm super excited that for the winner last night. And, you know, Andy Reid, love his heart. He has amazing record, but had never won a Super Bowl. So I just think that's fabulous. 70 degrees in North Carolina. Oh my gosh, yes, that's amazing weather. All right. Cloudy but mild in New Hampshire. Let me see. I just have to, I never like to brag, but usually when it's chilly here in Tampa, which is where I'm located, I call chilly anything less than 70 degrees. But today we're at about 61 degrees this morning. So, wow. The fact that Florida is cooler than North Carolina is a bit of a conundrum, right? Wisconsin, welcome, welcome. Super excited you're here, Jermaine. Thank you guys for being here. Like I say, today we're going to be talking about video. Every week we'll have a different topic for sure, but this one we started out with video because it's so impactful. I think there's a place for video literally in most aspects of our business. And I ultimately think long-term it's going to save us a ton of time. Now, you might not think that initially, but we're going to have this conversation today. Now, I thought we would start with a little fun, like some fun facts about video in particular. Like I said before, the show is sponsored by promo.com, and they did a study on video because they're a video tool. And they did a study not long ago, and it was super impactful. Like one of the very first, well, there's lots of elements of it, but like I say, I want to start with like the first fun fact. We'll pull that up and let you guys essentially guess. Now, through this guessing process of which answer you think is correct, we're also going to be doing a giveaway. We're doing some giveaways today. So a couple of things that we're going to be giving away. One, we're going to be giving away, let's see if I can remember. Yes, an Amazon gift card. Thank you. We are going to be giving away a super cool ring light. So it actually clips onto your desk. And, you know, if you are creating video of any sort, especially with your phone, this could be like a godsend. It's an amazing little tool and a resource. So we're going to be giving away that. And we're also going to be giving away five months of promo, or not, I'm sorry, to 5 separate winners, a month of promo.com services. Guys, that is worth its weight in gold. I'm super excited that Promo gave us those memberships, because it's going to be so impactful for at least 5 of you. So we're going to start with the very first, like I said, fun fact. I want you guys to share what you think is the answer. So the majority of people surveyed in this survey that promo.com put on, they said, where do they watch the most video? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Is it LinkedIn? So what do you think? I'm just curious, because, and again, feel free to share how you use video and consume content. Do you mostly watch it on YouTube? Do you mostly watch it on Facebook? Obviously, what the answer to this is going to be what promo.com found when they did this study. But I'm just curious as to how you guys are using video as well. So feel free to share, because I think it's real. One, it helps everybody else understand the value of video and how you're consuming video as well. But we are those of you who are participating, we're going to randomly choose somebody to win some of the prizes that we've got today. Woo-hoo. So Scott says C. Hey, Scott, good to see you. And let's see, who else? We got to have some guessers here. Come on, guys. Is it Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn? Where do people? So Christy is saying YouTube. Andre is saying Facebook. So I'm just curious, most of you guys think it's Facebook, or, okay, so Andrea is saying C, YouTube. So I'm just going to share a quick story. My boys are in their 20s, mid to late 20s, and both of them consume a ton of content, on video content in particular, on the Answers platform. See, I was clever there. I didn't say what the answer was just yet. All right. So Caston is saying A, Facebook. All right. So the answer actually is C, YouTube. So the vast majority of people surveyed on promo.com's the study that they put together, the go-to place is YouTube. So now, just as a quick follow-on question to that, how many of you guys are using YouTube? I mean, and if you aren't, just saying. All right, next up, and second fun fact question we have is, where do our consumers, our buyers, want to learn about our products or our services? Now, I bet you, I'm really curious to see if you guys know the answer to this. Do they prefer to learn about things that we're selling via a text-based, maybe a blog or a post on social media that's all text-based, or a video, B, or C, a photo? So Scott is saying, for me, it might actually be TikTok right now. But I think that's so funny, because I'm really like getting slightly addicted to TikTok, Scott. I haven't created any content for it yet, but yeah, I'm getting there. So what does everybody think? Is it A, text, B, video, C, photo? All right, so Caston is again saying B, video. All right. I'm anxious to see. So Laura is saying video. Now, I really want this to sink in because, and Tamara is saying B video. I want this to sink in, guys, because and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the answer, because the answer is B video. And I really want this, like I say, I want this to sink in, because if we are not showcasing our products and our services via video, when we know that most people want to learn about our products or services via video, problem, right? So video is super important, and we need to be doing it. All right, the last fact question, fun fact question. All right, captions. Now, of course, this is again based off of a study that promo.com did, but I would also love to hear from you guys. Now, I'll share my opinion on this based off of the way I engage with content. But usually if I'm, scrolling on my phone and I'm just, thumbing through, I almost never listen to the sound. And I'd love to get your all's feedback on that. So I always read the caption. So I'm an A person. And then, of course, B, Daniel's saying B for sure. Some people are probably quite often. Some may say not often. Andre is saying B. Yeah, I just love to know how you engage with content. And then not only that, but what do you think the right answer is? Now, again, there is a right answer based on the study. And then there is also, how do you consume content? Like I say, for me, it's pretty much all the time. I could even borderline say quite often, but mostly all the time. So Jenny is saying A. All right. So the answer is A, all the time. And the reason I really wanted to highlight this is because 85% of the people surveyed said that they like to read captions. So the short answer is there was no wrong answer, or basically that all the time and very often is the majority of folks. So 85% of people are reading captions, which means that if we're creating content and we don't have captions on our content, video content, let me restate that. If we're creating video content and we don't have captions on it, we're probably failing. So, all right, so we're going to randomly pick. And so Rhonda, I'm going to pull on you. Rhonda is she's in the comments, managing all the comments. And so I'm going to leave it to her to pull some winners, and then we'll announce those in just a little bit. As soon as she starts to let me know who the winners are, I'll interrupt and let you guys know. Or actually, we'll just do it at the end. I think that'd be easier, but we're going to pull some winners, and I appreciate you guys having some fun with us on that. All right. So like I shared with you earlier, I have a super exciting guest for you today. And many of you may know Owen. And if you don't know Owen, you need to. He is incredible. He is super high energy. So I'm just warning you right up front. He is the founder of the videomarketingschool.com, where business owners and marketers basically marry up that art of science as it relates to online video. And he's widely known, like I said before, for his high energy, insightful workshops and courses. And he's a sought after event MC and live stream host with a reputation for creating TV quality live streams for brands. He lives in San Diego with his wife and 4 children. And as I shared before, he is incredible. One of the things that I really like about Owen, before we bring him on, I'm just going to toot his horn a little bit, is he not only understands the value of video, but he also understands the business mechanisms of how to tie the video elements to what I would call a funnel. In other words, he drives real sales, real traffic, leads, and sales with his video content. And I think that's really an important distinction, because lots of times we create content for content's sake, and I'm not here to share, and I would say he would say the same. We're not here to just say, go create a bunch of video content without a strategy and without a plan. So I think he really brings that, highlights that in his business, and I'm excited to have him. So Owen, let's Give him a big round of applause, guys.
Hey Kim, what's going on? What's up, everybody? Great to have you here. Let me go to like get myself into the middle zone here, so I'm all evened out. Great to be here with you today, talking about my favorite topic, which is cooking with potatoes. My favorite potato recipe. Oh, we're talking about video. Oh, we're talking about video. So we're here to talk about my favorite topic, which is video, and I'm excited to be here with you guys all today.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super excited to have you, and thank you for being the first guest on the brand new Marketing That Grows Your Business show. Yay!
Oh yeah, super excited. Promo.com is an amazing company. They do great work, and it's exciting to be on your first show here, even though it's 7:19 in the morning. Yes, I've been to the gym. Yes, I've had breakfast, but it's still early. My brain is still not popping yet. So I'm going to need the help of our community out there who is watching. I would love to know, what's the last video that you made? Tell me in the comment section on Facebook. What is the last video that you made? Was it a Facebook Live? Was it a YouTube? Was it a TikTok? Was it an Instagram? Let me know in the comment section. I need you guys to wake me up. Work with me, people. Work with me.
Come on, people.
And let's, yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to be here with you today.
Well, I'm super excited that you're here. And I want to pick your brain just a little bit. And guys, feel free to ask your own questions. I have a few questions because I want to pick his brain too. But feel free to drop in your questions, because this is all ultimately about you guys. We want to make sure that we, we give value and move you further along in your on your business journey. So I know that when we were trying to put together what we were going to talk about today, and you sent over 5 things that you wanted to share. And so I thought I would kind of lead a little bit with that from this perspective of what is, like, for example, programming was one of the very first things that you were talking about. You wanted to share with everybody. And I think from the standpoint of something that everybody struggles with when it comes to creating content, and sometimes even with what they sell, they don't know their who. And so what would you say to business owners who think that their services or their products are for everyone?
Well, they're not for everyone, first of all, and you already know that. If they were for everyone, then you would have a 100% closing ratio, which you don't, right? So your products and services, although a large demographic of people might be interested in them, you're only going to be able to move those products and services to people that are in the marketplace to buy them now. They're in the bullseye, right, of your prospecting target zone, and they prefer your style over a competitor's style. So knowing who your audience is essential when it comes to selling your product. But keep this in mind. You are not constantly selling a product with video. If you do that, you are going to lose. I'm going to say that one more time. If you are constantly selling your product or service on video, you are going to lose that game. That is not what video is about. Video is about engaging an audience that is interested and enjoys to watch your expertise, okay? And so the biggest mistake that I see business-minded video creators make is thinking that they're YouTubers. Number one, right? You are not a YouTuber, right? You have a business, right? A YouTuber is somebody who has a job and maybe even a business, but they're uploading video as a hobby, right? As a passion, and are seeking to make money with what's called AdSense, meaning the more views, the more monetized views that you get on your videos, where you make your money, right? As a business owner making video, your job is certainly to sell products. And so the thinking is, hey, if I make videos that promote the benefits of my product, then people will buy from me. But in reality, you're going to put people to sleep, and they are going to think of you as sort of this constant salesperson that isn't enjoyable to watch, right? So I would just take Andre Hardy, for example. Like, if Andre is just always trying to pitch people in his videos, then me as the viewer, I go, oh, look, Andre's doing another video and he's going to try and sell me something again, right? That is not your key, right? So the first video marketing hack that I want to talk to you about is programming, right? And what content you're actually making. What you want to be doing on YouTube is creating content for the larger mainstream culture. That video, those videos attract a wide amount of views, and your view counts are what will sell your prospective customers. Okay, so if you're attracting the whole community, you're getting more views. A percentage of those views are your target audience. And so you'll be making a second batch of videos that are designed specifically for that core audience. Now, those videos are going to get very few views on them, right? But that's okay. Go look at my YouTube channel, folks. Go to look at my channel, Owen Video. You'll see that our most recent round of videos has some like 500, 600 views. You're like, I thought this guy was a video marketing expert. No, you would be right to think that, but take a look at this. Go look at my top performing videos. My top performing videos have 200,000, 300,000. We've got one that's 500,000 views. Those are my wide angle videos, but that smaller playlists are designed to convert my customers. And so you've got to have this programming strategy that says, I'm using these videos to attract people to my channel, and I'm using these videos to convert them to my channel. Right. And that is the big win. When your clients see, dude, this guy's got, this gal, they say Leslie Berg's got, 500,000 views on one video. Well, I'm going to do business with her. Right. The views are actually what will sell your clients.
Can I ask a clarifying question around this? Because a lot of times I think we put out things and then we don't give a specific example. So like one of the things I shared earlier was the fact that most people buy our products or services based off of video, right? They want to learn about, so I want to make sure that I clarify the distinction between, pitching your products or services via video straight up versus doing what Owen just said, which is more of a nurture. I call it nurturing people towards the sale versus, you are giving, to his point, you give the wide net, you have some smaller nuggets, and you start to build, you're basically building the sales funnel with your video content. And through that process, I'm just trying to step this out to where somebody could understand it in the context of how they do it. Can you give an example of a wider net? Like what would the content look like for that? And then something that would be, take them through another journey that might be a step down from that.
Yeah. Great point. So what Kim's talking about is what we call the video sales funnel. And the video sales funnel is a process where you're attracting people to your brand, first of all, okay? And then you're converting them to a free or a low price offer, right? And now they're you have an email, now they're a lead. And then once they're in your system, you've got these nurture emails that come to them via an email marketing, and then there's some conversion videos and things like that. So, your video sales funnel is going to have a lot of different types of videos in there, just like your toolbox in your garage is going to have lots of different tools in it. You're not going to go into a toolbox and find 17 hammers, right? And nothing else, right? You're going to find screwdrivers, nails, measuring sticks. You're going to need all these different tools. So let's talk about the tool of a wide net or awareness style video. And let's just take the Super Bowl, for example. First of all, let me do this. Let me ask you guys watching us right now on Facebook. So I'm talking to you, Marco, Layla. What business are you in? What is the business that you're in, David, Simon, Jermaine? Talk to us a little bit about that, because I'm going to use the Super Bowl as an example. If I were a insurance salesman, if I were selling insurance and that was my business, I, for example, would do a video called "A Real Insurance Salesman Reviews Super Bowl Ad for MetLife." Right? And so now I've got this wider net video where I'm taking a trend from the culture and I'm applying it to my business. If I were a lawyer, right, I would do something like "A Real Lawyer Reacts to House of Cards," or a real lawyer reacts to Breaking Bad season 4. Okay. And I'm taking a big wide culture thing and I'm applying it to my business, right? If you're a marketer, I might go with something like, a real marketer reacts to 3 Super Bowl ads, right? And now you're sort of analyzing and reacting to these ads and you're bringing in this wider culture. Okay. So that's a wide level example. By the way, we have got an email coming out later today with examples from the Super Bowl. So if you'd like to get that email, and we're going to tell you exactly what you should be doing to attract some of these wide net, put something like video in the comment section, and we'll make sure that you get that article. So that's a wide net appeal. Okay. Now, what do we do now to bring it in? So now if you're an insurance salesman, right, let's go back to that example. You've got this big video and let's say it gets 100,000 views, right? Nothing too radical, but it's a good video. Then I would make a video on your products or services, maybe even in the same vein, something like a real insurance agent reacts to State Farm plans. And you're actually in this video reviewing your plans and talking about how great they are, right? And what you're doing at the end of that video is you're calling the viewer to action to download your thing. Now, I want you guys to hear me on this. If you make every video about downloading your thing, YouTube will know it, okay? Because they see a link and they can read your lips. They captions are automatic on YouTube, right? So YouTube knows you're saying, hey, everybody watch this video and go download my thing. Imagine you have a party at your house and there's a dude that comes over and he's like, hey, Kim, I'm stoked to be here. And he's like, hey, everybody, come on to the party. He's inviting people. And as soon as they get to the front door, he goes, hey, let's go over to my party, right? That's exactly what you're doing to YouTube. You're saying, hey, come over, watch my video, and then go to my website. YouTube is going to kill that video. They are going to make sure no one sees it. So you've got to be implementing a 2-step method, right? Where you're bringing people in to watch a video, get them to watch another video. Okay, and that's the big win. If you can get someone to watch 2 videos on YouTube, you're a top performing YouTube channel, right? Nobody knows how to do this, right? Except my clients. On that second or third video, that's where you lead them to a conversion asset like your free guide or your landing page or whatever the case might be. And that's where you're going to get small views. This is why most business creators stay small, Kim, is because all of their videos are about me. I heard someone in the comments say bring value. I would say bring value-tainment, right? I would bring value-tainment. It has to be entertaining.
Totally agree. And I think that's one of the things that is becoming more and more necessary, I guess is the word. People, there's so much content out there today that it can be very difficult to capture attention. I once heard Gary Vaynerchuk say that we're day traders for attention, right? And that's so true. We are definitely after catching as many eyeballs as we can with the right eyeballs with the right content, So, okay, so moving on.
Even some of the wrong eyeballs can lead to big sales, right? If my grandma, well, how about your grandma, right? If your grandma is watching my video and sharing it, she's never going to buy from me, but she thinks the video is funny and sends it to 5 of her friends or in her email. That works for me. Right? Yeah. That works for me because I get the share, I get the social signals. And that's why you've got to really be thinking about, okay, what's going on in the news, right? How can I connect what's going on in the news? For example, if you got, like, one of my clients is an ethicist, right? He speaks on ethics. And he said to me, Owen, what should I be making videos about? And I'm like, dude, a real ethicist examines the impeachment trial. A real ethicist examines Nancy Pelosi's speech, right? That is so obvious to me. Look at trending topics and think about how you can connect your business to it. And that should be your wide net, bringing people in to like, share, and comment.
I love that. I love that. So from the standpoint of the next piece, because I think a lot of people struggle with actually producing it. Now that you've kind of set the framework for what the big net looks like, the flycatcher, if you will, where you're trying to attract all these people, and then, you start to funnel them down and ultimately create leads and sales from smaller, more focused content. But when it comes to actually making the videos, do you have some suggestions? Like a lot of times, and I'll just really quickly say this, when I'm talking to clients around video content, they think they need a production studio. They think they need all this stuff. And I always say it's never been easier than it is today to create video content. What do you say as it relates to actually producing video content?
Well, we're business owners, we're entrepreneurs, and we are professionals. And so typically when we get involved in a new project, we look to systemize it. How many of you in the audience today are all about systems? Write systems in the comment section. Systems are what make business work, right? Think about Henry Ford and the assembly line, right? It's like one guy puts on the muffler, right? And then he moves it along. And then another guy puts on the steering wheel and he moves it along, right? This assembly line model is exactly what you should be building in your company. We say this all the time, Kim, is that you're spending too much time making video, right? As the CEO, as the boss of the company, your job is to keep the company moving forward. And so you need to create a system where you sit down at a desk, right? You've got a camera in front of you and a mic, on a lapel mic, or you can use a desk mic like this. Now, keep in mind the difference in the look, right? Like this look right here is giving me sort of a broadcaster look, which is really, I think it really suits me. I think, right?
Yes.
I wish I had a sound effect for like a, right? But I can move the mic and I have a very different look. I have more of like an Ed McMahon, maybe talk show, Star Search kind of look, right? So however you want it to look. Should I use a desk mic, lapel mic? It's all about the look that you're going for, folks, okay? Either way, you need to have a systematic approach. We call it the video creation station, right? Where your workspace has a camera and a microphone already connected all the time. All the time. And so all you have to do is press go and you can be recording. So imagine the scenario where you get an email and you're like, oh my gosh, I get this question all the time. I'm just going to fricking make a video. And instead of like primping and proppering and all this kind of stuff, you just press go and you say, hey, I just got an email on this question. I get it all the time and I wanted to give you a great answer. Now you put that on Vimeo or you put that in Dropbox and now you have like a standard answer to that question that you get all the time. Right? So you want to be systemizing your video production. And we do this with what we call the GREAT video formula, the GREAT video formula. Grab attention, relate to their problem, explain your solution, provide actual proof, and finally, tell them what to do. When you're in a place where you've got your video, you've got your camera all set up, you now have a format for, it's like, what do I say? What do I say in this video? Well, just grab their attention, right? Relate to the problem, explain the solution, provide a case study, some actual proof, and then tell them what to do, right? That is where you get to a place where you're cranking out video now. Again, hear me, guys, you're cranking it out, right? That's where you want to be, as opposed to sort of this like, I'm going to put all my energy into this one video that will probably go nowhere. And then I'll hate video and I'll be burned out for the week and so on and so forth. So you need to systemize your production.
Yeah, and one of the things I really picked up from Owen is that he has an acronym for his system. So it's funny because I say pretty much the exact same thing. So like when I'm doing a video sales letter, for example, I'll say, I catch attention. In other words, I articulate the problem as I understand it for my viewer. I sympathize with the problem, because I have this problem too. And then I present the solution to the problem. I found a solution for it. And then you tell them how to get it. But one of the other things that I really wanted to focus in on, because it's so incredibly important, is what he talked about when it comes to having your own setup. So like, I have struggled with this for years until I create, because I had like 3 or 4 different studio looks in my office, and
Right.
what I found was that it was a pain to try to set my camera and my lights and all my stuff up, and then how did I get it to my computer? And oh my gosh, it was like a nightmare. So what I have now is literally my cameras. This is my workspace. My cockpit is right here. I have all my screens. My camera. All I have to do is turn them on, turn my lights on. Boom. It's so much easier. When you have to hassle to do a video, you will talk yourself out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, let me blow your minds, guys. My whole studio right now is connected with Alexa plugs. So I don't want to do it because we're on the air, even though it won't actually turn anything off, but meaning cameras and microphone off. But all I do when I step into my home studio, I am in my home. My children are getting ready for school right now, right? So I'm in my home. I have a backdrop here with the TV I bought at Costco, and then I have a curtain here with some lights I got on Amazon. And outside of this border, it's regular house wall, okay? You'll never know that, though, because I control what you see. So everything's connected to Alexa. So when I walk into this room, I say, turn my studio on. Everything goes on in one button, and I am ready to do this interview, and I'm ready to go live. And I saw we had some questions about going live and about backdrops, and would love to answer those when Kim, you're ready to do that. But I will say this. If you guys would like to see, I have a free training on all of this, the great video formula, the video creation station. If you want to see it, type video in the comment section, and we'll send you a link to that, and you guys can check it out. Because my passion is to turn all of you into celebrities in your field. I don't know. Look, I don't want to. I'll tell you this. I'm still washing my eyeballs out from the halftime show from yesterday. And here's my point: is there are plenty of celebrities promoting the wrong message, in my view. And I believe you, Leslie, you, Laura, I believe you, MJ, I believe you, Barb, especially Barb Tomlin, who I love, Air 5, have a message the world needs to see. But you're not going to penetrate the noise without video. You're just not going to do that. And so I want to see you guys creating video and doing it correctly. That's my passion, is to turn business owners like you into video celebrities. It's very easy to do that if you follow a system. But if you try to reinvent the wheel every single time, if you're trying to produce an Academy award-winning piece every time, you're going to lose the game. Systemize your production, create a product that looks the same every single time, and you'll win the video game.
And I would also suggest that it doesn't even, it doesn't have to be professional. You can do amazing, amazing things by simply going live. And, today there's just, it's so many opportunities when it comes to making an impact without a lot of bells and whistles, guys.
Yes.
Okay. So next up, you talked about this just a little bit. You talked about the difference between a YouTuber and us as marketers trying to leverage the power of YouTube from a promotion standpoint. And, obviously a YouTuber, you kind of talked a little bit about what a YouTuber is. They're somebody who is basically generating revenue through AdSense with, content. But us as marketers or business owners, how do we focus in on sharing the content that we create, whether it's on YouTube or other channels? What's your thoughts on the promotion piece?
Okay, so great question. And thank you so much for asking. One of the biggest things that I hear from my clients is, I don't have enough time, Owen. I don't have enough time. And first of all, you have to ask yourself, look, as the CEO or as the business owner, how do you not have time to get more customers cheaper? Right? I mean, those are the things you should. So for example, my client, Greg Key, right? He is a wholesale seedling distributor. So he sells seeds to the public, but he also sells seedlings to, greenhouses and different places where you would buy your household plants, basil, garlic, these types of things, right? Not really an exciting business, but through the strategies we taught him in the video marketing school, he grew his business 41% last year, and he acquired the millennial customer cheaper than the baby boomer customer, okay, and the Gen X customer. Think about that. Video converts, acquires customers cheaper, right? So as the business owner, you need to have time for video. It's the other things you're doing that you probably need to outsource, like fulfillment, right? Those are the things that you've got to get off your plate so that you can be the spokesperson for your company. All right, now that's sort of my philosophy on the lie of I don't have time, okay? Now, this is coming from a cancer survivor. I have an 8-inch scar down my chest, and I learned the hard way that our time on this planet is limited. And so I seek to make use of every single minute of the day, right? And we lose so much time by putting, going half-ass into video and then half-ass into Twitter posting and then half-ass into Instagram posting. And you're confusing your audience. Like over here, you're posting an article that someone else wrote. And then over here, you're tweeting a Martin Luther King quote. And it's not that these aren't good content, but it's sort of like the old social media model, right? Of what's the word? I forget it, like curating content. You should be curating your, right? So you should be curating your own content. So here's the model. We call this the multi-platform video model to confound your competitors. Get your competitors to go, how is Kim doing that? Right? How is Owen getting so much video out, right? And when you follow the multi-platform model, you make one piece of content, but you get it out on all of the networks and you satisfy your social media needs to promote while at the same time saving yourself tons of time. So here's an example of how this works. You make one YouTube video. Okay, you make one YouTube video, and your YouTube video should be, let's say, 5 to 7 minutes, right? It should not be shorter than that, right? And the reasons for that we can talk about later, but you need to make let's just say a 5-minute YouTube video. Then you take the best 3 minutes of that video, you turn it into a square video meme, you know what I mean? Where you take the widescreen video and put it into a square canvas, add some text to the bottom or to the top and add some captions at the bottom. And now you have a square video meme. And you put that on Facebook, LinkedIn, and let's see, Facebook, LinkedIn, and possibly Twitter, okay? Now, the third thing that you do is you take that square video meme, put it on a vertical canvas, and now you place that onto IGTV, where it will show up in the Instagram newsfeed, right? The newsfeed will play 1 minute of it and ask the viewer to keep watching. And then from that video, you share that into your Instagram stories. And so from one piece of content, you've created 3-4 total video edits. And again, if you're not on Twitter, then you don't need Twitter. Twitter for me is kind of like it's like, for me, it's the local pub, right? Even though I don't drink, right? Twitter for me is the local pub. It's where I go to hang out with my friends and we talk about stuff. Every now and then business comes up. So I don't really use it to promote my business. Although, people come in and they ask and stuff like that. The big thing is go on the platforms where you're going to be on, right? Make the one big piece of content. By the way, we've done this with podcasts where you have an hour podcast, you turn that into a 5-minute video, and then you make that into a 3-minute square video, and then you make a 1-minute Instagram video, right? And you're taking one piece of content, putting it everywhere, and that's your social media platform. Now, everything else that you're doing through the week should be promoting, either reminding people to watch that video or getting them to watch next week's video. That's it, right?
Yeah,
You'll save yourself tons of time.
Yeah, I actually think it's even bigger than that, although I love how you broke it down just for the video component. One of the things we do here on our side is to promote the same concept, where if we can get you to sit down in front of your camera, and you don't even have to go live. If you'll sit down in front of a camera and record something that's basically 5 to 7 minutes, 10 minutes max, around something that you're an expert. If we can't talk our content, then we got a problem. So one of our biggest struggles as content creators is the fact that we struggle with the content creation. And then to Owen's point, we're all over the place with content. There's no seamless messaging for our content. So if you sit down, record a video, a small video, transcribe that video. Now you've got a blog post. If you're sharing 5 ways to do X, for example, you can create quote tiles. I mean, you could basically turn one piece of content with a seamless message, to Owen's point, into 100 to 200 pieces of content. So we have a very robust repurposing plan around here that we're not just doing for us, but we're doing for clients right now. So it works, is my point. And one of the things that is broke, in my opinion, in the social environment is that push marketing that we've consistently thought we should be doing, or curating content that doesn't really represent our voice or our brand. So this just makes sense. And then you have spent, you've spent 20 minutes creating the content, and now it's just a repurposing model. So it's huge. So I just wanted to
very scalable, very outsourceable. You can train anyone to do this.
And there can be a system around it, which is also important. Okay, so nobody likes to talk about numbers, but what does it look like from the standpoint of the progress piece of this? Because that was one of your 4th items is, how do you tell if it's working or not?
Yeah, that's a great question. Now, I want to maybe take a moment and sort of just recap with all of you watching out there on Facebook. Is we're talking about 5 hacks, and we've talked about your programming hack, right? Which is big audience to small audience. We've talked about production hacks. We've talked about a promotion hack. And now we're going to talk about a progress hack. Okay. And this, by the way, is the Video Pro system, right? Programming, production, promotion, progress. And we'll talk about profit in just a minute. But you need to be looking at your numbers, right? And this is what most of us will never do, including myself. It took me a long time to learn this because I sort of grew up in TV and radio. I was a TV producer in Salt Lake City. I was a radio salesperson in Orange County, California for some time. And I sort of became addicted to that model where every show sort of sounded the same. Hey, welcome to the show where we're live every day. And that can work, but you need to check if it's working. In YouTube, they give you a very robust studio model called the YouTube Studio. Now, Facebook has tried to rip it off. They call it the Facebook Creator Studio. What Facebook has is a pittance on what YouTube has. In fact, YouTube has so much data that it will overwhelm you. And so you need to know what you should be looking at and what you can be discarding. And those numbers will change over time, all right? As you're getting started on YouTube, you want to be looking at your watch time, okay? Or your AVD, your average view duration. And that is how long someone is watching your video until they X out of the video. If you can get someone to watch 50% of a 5-minute video, that's 2.5 minutes. Now, if you upload a 3-minute video, and somebody watches 50%, that's 1.5 minutes. So YouTube is going to promote the video that keeps them on the platform longer, which is why you need to be making videos that are 5 to 7 minutes, okay? And then as you move on, as you start to reach that goal and hit 60%, 65%, now you can try to make 10-minute videos. And now you have what I would call a show. Like you've got like a real show that people are tuning into. It takes a while to get there, right? And so you want to take a look at, for example, I was looking at some of my videos where I did these really fun openings. Now I love them and it hurts me greatly to have to stop them, right? I would do these really fun openings where I would like do an homage to like Who's the Boss. By the way, who was the star of Who's the Boss? Tell me in the comment section right now. I would do these homages to Alf and to the Denny's ladies, Where's the Beef commercials. I thought they were really funny. But what I saw in my analytics was that the video would start, huge drop off, and then it would come back up again as I got back into the content. So what that tells me is that my intros, although I liked them, were not performing well. I was losing 50% of my audience in the very beginning. What you want is a steady decline, right? And that's very normal. You want to have a steady decline of people watching your videos. And so you see these spikes, these drop-offs, you have to cut what you're doing there and sort of pick it up again where you're seeing the spike go back up again. So your average view duration is far more important than your view count. And when you first get started on YouTube, even if you're only getting 7 views, 4 views, that's what you need to be looking at, is how long are people watching for. If you can get that to 50%, YouTube will promote more of your video to more people. All right, so that's very, very important. Very good. Hold me close now, Tony Danza. Very good. You guys got it. I appreciate you. Tony Maselli playing with me. And he was what? The owner of the home was Angela Bauer. So funny story. I actually dated a girl named Angela Bauer for like 5 years. So that's my who's the boss story. But you want to be looking at your average view duration, and you want to be looking at secondary. You want to be looking at your click-through rate. Okay, this is going to blow your minds here. Every video on YouTube is watched after clicking an image of that video that we call a thumbnail. Okay, so whereas in Facebook, you know, the video kind of pops up and it's in your face and it starts playing. That is not how it works on YouTube. On YouTube, you see the video, you mouse over to it, and you click it. And YouTube will tell you how many times your thumbnail appeared on a screen and how many times it was clicked, okay? Depending on what type of video it is, right? Whether it's a wide net video or like a targeted video, you know, you're gonna see a lower click-through rate on a wide net video. If you can get 3 to 4%, you're doing okay. But on that smaller video, you should be looking at like a 7% because it's going to show up on fewer screens, but more targeted people, right? So knowing what your numbers should be and just following those 2 numbers for your first 90 days will make all the difference and will separate you from your competition who is just downloading their Facebook Lives and schlepping them up on YouTube as if that has ever worked for anybody. It does not work. Don't do that, right? It's a waste of your time.
So just quickly keying in on something that I think is important. Two quick things, actually. Think about how you consume content. I think sometimes as content creators, we don't always look at it from the perspective of how people are consuming our content. So if you go to YouTube or video or Facebook or anywhere and you click to watch a video, you know, if you have to sit there and wait for them to get to stuff, like that's just a total turnoff, right? Yeah. So now that's not always the case, because if you have a no like and trust factor with that person, you might give them some grace. But if on YouTube, when people are searching for content and they're finding you purely by accident, one, you got to hook them immediately. And then the next thing is you got to get to it. You can't just ramble about. You know, if you're telling them 5 ways to do whatever, start with why it's important that they know this stuff, and then get to it. You know, don't dilly dally or you know, because again, they're looking at this. One, you are competing for a lot of other content on YouTube, and you want to make sure that you just get to it. That's one of the reasons I would speculate that Owen's videos didn't perform as well although they were great. I've seen some of his intros and they are funny, but I know him, and so I give him. I want to see that piece. But for the average end user who doesn't know him yet, that's a problem. And another thing that I really wanted to key in on, he talked about thumbnails, and something we've been testing with good effect, which is one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up, is creating our blog graphics more in a YouTube style. So we have been doing and even the show production, like for this show, we did more of a YouTube look. We are finding that we're getting more clicks on those style of images because it's catching people's eye. You know, YouTube thumbnails are geared more towards catching attention, drawing attention. And, you know, in the past, I've done just standard blog looks, you know, images for my blog, but we're finding that those more in your face, if you will, they're a little bit more YouTube-y looking. And obviously, if you've ever been to YouTube, you know what that looks like. they're performing better even on my blog. So I thought I would bring that to your attention real quick because I think that's
a great
a
point.
huge point. And okay, so profit. Everybody wants to know about the money, Owen. So
Yeah.
How do we make money?
Profit. Are you making any money? And it's okay if you're not. Look, I will be the first to let you off the hook. It is okay if you love making video, as I do, and you're getting viewership and people are logging in. We've had 60 live viewers on this program, basically since the beginning. And you want to continue, that's awesome. Like, again, not everything you do has to make money. I'm on TikTok and I have no profit goals on TikTok. My goal on TikTok is to, get into the mind of a younger person. And right now I'm not even 40 yet, but a 25-year-old sees me as old. And so I want to be able to relate to that person because in 5 years, that person will be my client. You understand? And I need to know how they operate. So there's a lot of value in just trying things out. That being said, you should most definitely have URLs, links, okay? A URL is a link that is mentioned in your video and not mentioned anywhere else, right? So that you can track the traffic and the conversions that are coming from your specific videos. I would also not have a ton of different offers. I would have like one offer that you promote for like a year, right, on YouTube, and you build out that offer. Maybe the next year you add a new offer, right? We talked about these wide net videos and these smaller videos. These smaller videos need to have some type of URL that's not the same as your regular website. We use a company called Bitly for creating these URLs. There's also Pretty Links. I think that Google has a link shortener. They may have canceled their link shortening program, but link shorteners are so effective, right, for driving traffic. We actually have a collection of, for example, one of our URLs is getmyrostemplate.com, right? So if you want to see how I format my live show, you go to getmyrostemplate.com and it goes to, the videomarketingschool.com/, right? But it's one link that you can go to. And so we know that the traffic that goes to that particular URL comes from a video or a live video, right? So in order to make profit with your videos, you have to have a couple things in place. Number one is you have to have conversion metrics in place. Your website is not going to do it. Okay. I was in radio for a year. Look, the worst thing you could do on radio is say, visit our website and buy today. You need to say like, visit xyzwebsite.com, click on the blue button today, right? Go to xyzwebsite.com and click on the blue button today, right? You tell them exactly what you want them to do. So many people, in fact, how many of you are watching us actively and how many of you are watching us passively, right? Active or passive. So active means that you're watching us with your eyeballs and you're participating and you're watching every moment. Passive means that this is open in a browser or on your mobile device, but you're actually working on some other projects right now. Maybe you're writing a blog, maybe you're scrolling Facebook and just getting your morning started. Lots of people watch your videos passively. And so they're not going to go to that website right now, right? They're going to go later. And it has to be something they remember. Say again.
I was just going to say, there's no judgment, by the way. We're not judging you if you're watching it passively.
No, both are great. Both are great. And we're happy to have you here. But it's a quick social experiment that people consume video differently. And so you want to be in a place where you're giving them something they can remember, something that they can easily go back to, right? Like if you want to get really creative, put a QR code on screen, say, hey, go click on this QR code. Any camera now can access a QR code on a mobile device. So, you're in a good place there. But make the call to action easy and make sure that you're tracking that call to action. Okay, the second part and the last part of the profit piece is that your sales call should be built into your video rather passively, right? So, where I think a lot of people, they want to do, first of all, the advice that I'm giving you today largely applies to YouTube. There's some crossover with Facebook Live, and we have 2 Facebook Lives that each get over 100 viewers a week and thousands of views. So we love Facebook Live, don't get me wrong, but we're talking specifically about evergreen sales funnels through YouTube, okay? So keep that in mind as you're sort of applying some of this stuff. On YouTube, sort of the thing that people want to do is go like, so if you like this video, then buy my product today. That is not what you want to do. You want to say, if you like this video, then watch this video next, right? That's what you want to do, and get them to watch a second video. And that second video is where you might say, hey, we cover this right passively. You might say something like, hey, in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 5 rules for streaming live on Facebook. Let's get into it right now. Rule number 1 is this. Rule number 2 is this. And we talk about this in my live stream training course at launchyourlive.com. Go to launchyourlive.com if you want to learn more. Boom. And then tip number 3, right? You just sort of drop it there so that they know that it's there. They heard the web address. And they, oh, okay, well, Kim offers a thing. Okay, cool. All right, well, now I know, right? But this idea that they're going to watch one video and buy from you is really not how the sales funnel works. In fact, we had a client, we helped him make close to $250,000 in sales on his with his YouTube channel. He's an insurance guy, right? And he sells insurance to seniors. It's Medicare type stuff, right? So he calls me up and he says, I've been watching you all weekend and I want to join your intensive, right? And it was, there was no selling involved. Well, let me tell you what it's about. Owen, let me just give you the credit card, right? He had watched just about every video I had made. And it wasn't one video that converted him. It was the library that I had built around one offer. That's what converted him. So if you want to be in a place where you don't want to have to sell people, which, look, I was trained in sales. Jeffrey Gitomer is a personal friend and a role model, right? The sales king of America. I was trained in it, but I don't love it. I don't want to surgically remove your credit card numbers from you. I don't enjoy that process of business. Okay. I want to be in a place where the customer calls me and says, look, here's my credit card. What do I have to do next to get started? And if you want to be in that place, you've got to make video. If you want to be in that place by summer, you got to start making video now, right? Yeah. Because it does take a while for you to get your groove, and it takes a while for your message to sort of saturate out there and get out into the internet space.
Build that know, like, and trust factor. Yeah.
Yes.
So awesome. You've shared so many amazing things with us. So thank you so much, Owen. So I just wanted to circle back and see if there were any questions, because I know we did get some questions as we were going along. So I'll have we'll try to pull some of those up, and we'll drop the winners in to the comments. So from Sophie on LinkedIn, because we are live on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, we can't pull comments in from LinkedIn yet. So we're manually doing this. For cheaper conversions for millennials with video, do you see a difference in the type of video used, like filming yourself, animation? What are they attracted to, I think is the question. Yeah,
that's a great question. Is that from Rhonda or that's from Sophie on LinkedIn? By the way, that case study will be uploaded to my LinkedIn in the next hour. So follow me on LinkedIn. I'm Owen Video over on LinkedIn if you want to see that bigger story from Greg. But look.
One thing we'll do too at the end, we'll make sure we ask Owen where you can connect with him, and so we'll make sure we do that.
So whiteboard animations have never worked. The only people that made money on whiteboard animations were the whiteboard animation companies, right? And again, there's exceptions to every rule, but largely I've never been to a conference or spoken to someone like a successful video marketer who's like, whiteboard animations, do the whiteboard. There may be fun explainer videos. I would keep those for like your onboarding, right? And I wouldn't necessarily make those your marketing videos, right? They're fulfillment videos. What works for the millennial audience is valuetainment. And I use that word, rather purposefully, okay? Even there's a company out there called Valuetainment. Patrick Bet-David does great content for entrepreneurs. You've got to be in a place where you are showing the millennial who you are, okay? And I'm a millennial, by the way, okay? I'm an older millennial, but I am in the millennial demographic, but even demographic, look at the Gen Yers though,
Hey,
too.
I test
The
as a
TikTok group.
millennial. I just want to say that real quick, that I do test out as a millennial, even though I am not in the millennial age bracket. But I think it's because we're in the tech space, right?
Yeah, I think so too,
But I
right?
agree.
Like, and we remember like when there were like I had a black and white TV as a kid, right? And you know, now we're like way techy. But here's the thing is that you need to be like what Greg and they do a YouTube channel that is educational, and it's all like selfie vid, mobile phone. You know, Travis is holding the phone and then turns it around. It's very raw and real. Hundreds of thousands of views. Okay, and then they do a Facebook live stream. By the way, they're called Haas Tools. If you want to check them out, they do a live stream where dad's in overalls and Travis is interviewing him in the garage in one of their facilities. You know what I mean? They've got a cute little curtain behind them. It's entertainment, and he's wearing a little bit of a costume. So they're doing those two things. They're doing a Facebook Live and they're doing a YouTube channel. But they're all very raw and real, and it's real human interaction, right? It is not these animation or PowerPoint videos. And the animations and the PowerPoints are really covering up for a self-esteem problem. And I get it, right? Like, I've got an 8-inch scar down my chest. All 4 of my front teeth were knocked out by a golf ball 5 years ago. I understand what it's like to not feel confident on camera, okay? But here's the thing. You go on camera, mangled face, mangled teeth, and black eye and all, and that demographic will love you for your boldness, right? It's not about you and your sort of internal issues. It's actually about the viewer and their internal issues. And if you have the courage to go live, even with your, you know, your beauty, self-esteem things, they're willing to buy from you despite your beauty, self-esteem things.
It so almost is. It's an interesting dynamic because they come alongside you. You know, they support 100%. You. They're willing to spend their dollars with you, even. Which you know, we have got to a place where authenticity it's like the number one thing. Like if they can relate and identify with you, it's huge. I would also suggest that you take a look at TikTok content. You know, we've talked about TikTok quite a bit. The demographics there are shifting very interestingly, honestly, but there is a lot of young people currently on TikTok. So just take a look at what types of content that people are consuming there, because you'll probably get some ideas. I do believe there's a lot for the entertainment.
Authenticity is amplified by consistency, right? If you're authentic once a month, like I've already forgotten about you by the time you go live a second time, right? Amen. You need to be in a place where, right, it's on a regular basis. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the same time in the same week, but you need to be in a place where you're constantly popping up in the news feed, constantly popping up in their alerts on their YouTube, you know, like, oh, Kim Garst uploaded another video, right? That is authentic, right? It is inauthentic to go. It feels very salesy for you to like sort of pop in every now and then, right? You want to be in a place where you're always there and you're a part of the lives of your customers. You know, like Walmart's ad last night on the Super Bowl was fantastic. I thought just letting us know that, hey, they didn't sell their prices. They didn't sell the fastest lines. They said, hey, we're in your communities already, and we are building parks, and we are feeding the homeless, and we are doing all of these incredible things. And you know what? That message was largely for a millennial audience, right? So, you know, and they're trying to win back some of these customers that are going to farmers markets and whatnot because they want to support local economies. And Walmart's saying, hey, nobody supports locally better than we do. And I thought that was a very bold move for them. So, you know, you should do the same thing. You should be looking at what triggers, maybe that's the wrong word, what triggers the millennial community, and then start implementing those triggers in your video.
Yeah, agreed. So one of the questions, and I think it's a great one because right now we are also live on YouTube. So what are your thoughts? And we'll just do this one real quick because I want to get to the winners. But what are your thoughts on live YouTube versus?
I love YouTube Live. I love YouTube Live. So we talked about sort of that that video wheel, right? Where you've got these big, videos bringing people in, and then you've got these smaller videos. Live video is a great way to do webinars. It's a great way, like the Nimin brothers, right? Niminati, right? For life, Air 5 to my brothers. These guys go live for 4 hours every Saturday, and it actually hurts their channel because, 4 hours, people watch an average of a half an hour, it kills the channel. But they do it because their audience is worth it, right? You should be in a place where you feel comfortable. I mean, this is a very robust thing. So maybe you should. A well-rounded, mature video marketing system, which will take you a while to get to, will implement, YouTube Live. And you're going live maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, to do a webinar or to convert your audience, right? Which is important. Or to just engage with them and to get their questions and to prepare your content strategy for the next quarter, right? Like have your people come on and ask real questions in their words, and then that becomes your video content for the next quarter, for the next month, right? So going live on YouTube is huge. It's one of my favorite things to do. And, in fact, we've got so busy as a company teaching y'all how to do this that we haven't had time to do it ourselves. And at least for the last quarter. And we just feel it's like we missed our audience. It's like, we love you guys. We want to be out there for you. So I definitely would not skimp on YouTube Live, and using tools like vMix, which is what we're using today. You're live on 3 different platforms, and that's pretty incredible. We'll be live later today. We're using BeLive.tv, and we can go live on YouTube. We can go live on Facebook from there. So, having the right tools is essential. And for those of you that typed video in the comments, when we send, you'll get a list of our tools in that training. So hopefully that'll help you feel more confident when you get started.
Okay. And I would just say too, if you're doing something like like what we're doing right now, which is a live show, leveraging the power of YouTube Live and that connection is just smart. Going live in as many places as you possibly can. You can say, well, I've checked that block, but just very similar to what we were doing with LinkedIn, where we're pulling in, since we can pull in YouTube comments, but with LinkedIn, we can't yet do that. But you have to make sure you go and connect with those people that might be potentially talking with you, making sure you follow back up and check in with them. So let's drop in the winners for this show, and then we'll thank Owen and have him tell us where we can connect. So here we go. The winners are MJ Gasket. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Gasket. Ringlight. Jenny, woohoo! $25 gift card. John Ramono on LinkedIn has got the 1 month free promo. Christy Lindstrom has won a month of promo access. David Simon, a month of promo. Barb Tomlin won a month of promo. And then Patty Salter, 1 month free promo trial. I'm so excited. Yay. Thank you guys for participating in our fun facts. And if you will reach out to us and give us your email address as well as your mailing address for things that we need to send you, we need that to be able to fulfill on the goodies. So if you will do that, we'll ensure that we can get you what you won today. So definitely do that. So I want to thank Owen so much for being here and sharing his amazing knowledge. So Owen, where can people find you?
Well, I'm all over the web at Owen Video. So just search Owen Video on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You'll find me. If you want to get a copy of our training and see that great video formula, see the recipe for the video creation station, and get that email from us today on how to leverage the power of the Super Bowl to make content for your business, then just type video in the comment section right now. My wife, Teresa, will reach out to you. We run a husband-wife business, and she'll reach out to you today and make sure that we get it over to you. And I would love to connect with you, especially if you're actively making video. Then let's chat, let's become friends, and let's get you where you want to be with video.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And as I mentioned before, guys, this show is sponsored by promo.com. If you would like, if you didn't win, one of the lucky winners today, you can go to kimgarst.com/grab promo now, and you'll be able to get 30% off for the next 3 months. It is an incredible resource, one of my favorite video resources, mostly because their content is going back to what Owen talked about. It's entertaining. It's thumb stopping. They have amazing video clips. I highly recommend that you go check them out at kimgross.com. Grab promo now. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place.
You need great marketing videos to grow your business. With Promo, you can create commercial-level videos in minutes. Hop over to any number of our ready-made collections. Customize your text, font, size, and color to fit your unique style. Just upload your logo and show off your brand. Even find the perfect music and use it forever with a lifetime license. Then download your video, fit for any device. Join hundreds of thousands of businesses winning with promo videos. Start creating your videos today.